and welcome to today's edition of the Pastor's Studies. What would you think if you went in to get somebody up and you said, well, you need to go to work, and they said, well, I can't. There's a lion in the road. I can't go to work today. There's a lion up at the entrance to the factory. I'd say, that's crazy. He said, well, that's a lazy individual. That's how Solomon describes him. He says, that he's a person that would see a lion, see something difficult, see something too hard everywhere. Every time he turns around, it's too hard to go to work. It's too cold. It's too warm. It's too wet. It's too dry. Whatever it is, they have a reason. He says they're just like a door that turns on a hinge. When they're in their bed, they just roll over and stay in bed. Not much use to them. He says, he's so lazy that he puts his hand in the food dish and he's too lazy to bring it to his mouth. Too lazy to feed himself. That's a lazy man. That's a sluggard, according to God's word. That individual. He says, a sluggard, he's wise in his own eyes. He's wiser than 7 men who are discreet. Isn't it interesting that the person who doesn't work hard considers himself the smartest person around? The person who doesn't do what he should do, doesn't even do the simple tasks, is smarter and wiser than 7 individuals who are very careful and very discreet in how they behave and what they say and what they do. He says, they're like the one who takes a dog by the ear, he says, is he who passes by and meddles in strife. Don't grab a dog by the ear because the dog will yelp and then the dog will turn and bite. And then, that kind of individual, wants to have the dog punished. Well, guess what? You're the one who grabbed the dog by the ear. Well, he says that's the same kind of a person that goes around and he hears 2 people discussing something and he's got to enter into the argument. If it's not your business, stay out of it. You don't belong there. That's what Solomon says. There are times that you don't belong in the conversation. Just because you think you do doesn't mean you automatically do. You're like a guy who torments a dog. And then you'll get bit and you'll wonder why. So stay out of the ears of the dog and get out of bed and get to work. Until next time in the Pastor's Study, goodbye and may God bless.